So apart from the oral teachings that Swamiji has, as well as we have the recordings that are there, um, the meditation that you have at Lakshmanju Academy, a weekly sangha that's there. Are these the ways that we connect with Swamiji, or are there any other specific message, or let's say a central teaching that Swami Lakshmanju had for students and the rest of humanity with regards to Kashmir Shaivism?
I mean, he always spoke of compassion. I mean, he was always speaking about that. But in terms of practice, in terms of a person's practice, he was always centered on awareness. Being aware to practice it. If you listen to the lectures, you hear him talk. He talks about that. That person who has that supreme experience his awareness has become supreme like that. And so he was always interested in people to expand their own awareness, to maintain awareness, to be aware, in each and everything, if they could do that. And so he said that people should really try if you have 100 minutes in a day, at least 51 of those minutes should be given to spirituality, at least more than half of the day, like that. So the whole of life is really for spirituality. That's why we're here, and even though we have all these all external worldly pleasures that we enjoy, but the real fact is that even these pleasures should be used as practice. Everything, everything is meant for practice. You can find that reality, that gap, and where that real being shines through in everything. And just you have to make that as something you want to do, is try to find that spirituality in everything.
How do you do that, Dad? How do you do that? Like, how does a person bring or strengthen their awareness? What do they do? Like, what's a person supposed to do that Swamiji says through the day or through their practice?
Well, I think the main thing they came back again and again to this. I mean, as a person in the beginning, you have to have something, something you can do to help you guide yourself with strengthening your own awareness, and that's why his idea, his initial strong suggestion to everybody was, in the practice that we teach everybody, is to watch your breath.
Mm.
And you think about it, what the thing is that he wanted everybody, he wanted that watcher of the watching the breath, who that watcher is, he wanted that watcher to become more predominant, because usually the watcher's lost, and you just have breathing, or you just have thinking, and you don't have the person who's doing that breathing. That person now is lost. So we want to bring that person back into, and so what can you do to do that, so you can all these different upayas and so forth are for bringing that out, that the self awareness. But in Honorable Upaya, the beginning, the earlier Upaya, which is also very profound Upaya in the sense that it continues to the highest reality. That Upaya, we use that Upaya, for example, in this watching the breath, because that's the perfect thing that you can do, because you're breathing all the time. You never stop breathing. And so you have an opportunity to watch your breath in everything, whatever you're doing.
He also stressed giving all good things to your senses and being aware of them. Like when you're eating, he said, don't talk to people, just eat, taste, enjoy the experience. And for listening to songs, to listening to anything that you're doing, try to be aware. Just try to keep your awareness on mostly it was your breath. There were other practices, but
just to clarify, so this is very interesting, because we can probably, this is something that's very practical for general people to practice as well. So being aware most of the time of the day, and being aware of the breath as a medium of the practice while we do various things, is my understanding correct in terms of the teaching?
Yeah, do you want to give some examples, mom and dad, of like through the day, like while washing dishes, right? Like going for a walk, like times where it's easier for a person in the beginning, right? Where you watch your breath, or like dad said, keep on coming back to who is the witness that is watching the breath. What are some other
Yes.
times that you're able to watch your breath through the day or become more aware? Some examples, like
I
day-to-day
mean,
examples.
you're breathing all the time, so whatever you're doing, you can watch your breath. What and whatever things. And some things it's easier to do because they're more, as we say, more mundane. They're kind of like automatic things. Like if you're
Mm.
digging in the garden, let's say if you are doing those kinds of simple automatic tasks, which you don't have to do a lot of thinking to do. You're just doing those. So those easy make it easier for you to focus on watching your breath because you're not also focused on what you're doing on the side. But some things are more difficult to do, and watching your breath is, for example, talking. Talking is very hard to do and watch your breath at the same time. Those kinds of those things which engage your intellect, engage your mind more fully, make it hard for you to also watch your breath at
Difficult.
the time until you're very elevated. So all this different ways, and this is in the world. But the important point to understand is that the Shaktis that are the world, they've made everything as a way. Some are easier, some are harder in terms of the practice, but everything is
Mm.
nothing against. There's nothing against.
Everything becomes a means to attain, right?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful.